Hello all, welcome to the first video for my fragrance journey. My name is Ron, and I wanted to start things off simply with just a haul video. I've actually filmed this or started to film this a few different times, and I'm just getting so wordy and so rambly, and it's becoming a really long video, and I really just want these to be very simple, camera on, stuff on my desk, as you can see, just here in my bedroom and in my apartment. Very casual, no fancy lighting or setup or editing or anything. I just want it to kind of be one take. Here's my stuff. There we go. Um, but with that, I'm getting a bit rambly, and so I want to keep this really short and efficient because it is a haul. It's not a first impressions necessarily. It's not a review. So yeah, I want to keep it short and sweet. So I'm gonna try to do that this time, without also being like rushing. So I still say grab a snack and a drink, perhaps, and let's get into it. Quickly, since it is my first video, again, my name is Ron. I am 37. I live in Arizona, originally from California. I clearly love fragrance. I've loved fragrance for a long time, but it's only been in this last so many years that I've really kind of started to dive in more frequently. Whereas before I would kind of dive in for little bursts and then pop back out. I'm really good at hyper fixating for a little while and then kind of pulling back off a few weeks later, and then not thinking about whatever it is that I'm into for a little while. And I've done that with fragrance off and on throughout the years, but it's been recently, these last few years, that I've been kind of circling back more frequently. And then in these last few months, I kind of just really thought, you know what? I've been more and more interested. I've been watching more and more videos, reading more and more things, and I kind of want to make more of a concerted effort to kind of not just get into it, but stay into it. Not necessarily force myself, but just, again, make more of a sustained kind of, well, journey, my fragrance journey, into this world of fragrance and perfumes and all that, and just kind of explore it more because it's been catching my interest so much more frequently. And so I kind of wanted to give it more of a deep dive. And I don't know, I'll still follow my interests, and if things wane a little bit here and there, they may. So there might be times where I don't post super frequently. But for right now, I'm very much into it, and I wanted to take what I've been kind of doing on Instagram a lot to start. I've been wanting to take that and try out the other, social media as well, see what feels good and what I like. And so YouTube is one of those things. I did also start a TikTok around the same time that I started my Instagram, but TikTok is on the way out. So, YouTube, here we are. So with this, again, I'm just gonna kind of, as quickly as possibly, without super rushing, go through these. So I'm not gonna do any special order. These are all fragrances I got in the last so many weeks. I'm actually on a no buy because of it, because I kind of, once I dove back in and was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna start getting things off my wish list, well, as you see, I got quite a few things, and I started to feel a little overwhelmed. Not necessarily financially, this was my fun money, but just overwhelmed, um just by the sheer number of things. And so I put myself on a no buy for the rest of this month, so that way I can have time to really dig in and enjoy these things as I explore them, as well as what's already in my collection. And then maybe in February, I might also be on a no buy for that too, just depending on how I feel. Um, but yeah, at some point in the future, I will get back to buying certain things as I see fit. But yeah, let's dive in. So, one of the first things I did get, and it's not necessarily going to stay in chronological order for this video, but I do know that this was one of the first things I got. This little guy here. This is, and I'm going to try not to I'll show it off, but I'm just going to kind of set them here because my camera, as you may have already seen, it kind of pulses like that if I move too much. The joys of an inexpensive setup. So, I'm just going to set things down as I go. But I got to start this little guy here, which is Choco Musk by Al-Rehab. And I'll have everything, of course, mentioned below in the description box so you can reference back. And I will keep that in order. But yeah, this is Choco Musk by Al-Rehab. And this is a very inexpensive fragrance. This is actually a perfume oil, a roller ball. You can get a perfume version as well, but I heard or saw folks saying they preferred the oil version. So that's what I went with. It's very inexpensive. It's about $6 on Amazon. Um, and it is, like the name says, Choco Musk. Or rather, for me, chocolate and vanilla, maybe a hint of musk. It's honestly, easiest way to put it is it gives me Tootsie Roll vibes. Um, Not necessarily that it smells just like a Tootsie Roll, but in that way of like chocolate and vanilla, like the light chocolate. Because Tootsie Rolls to me, they're chocolate, but they're not necessarily like purely of chocolate, right? They've got other things. They're kind of a lighter version of chocolate, more like a cocoa powder mixed with things. And that's what this is. It's a cocoa kind of vibe. Um, and that's really all it gives, and it's all really all it needs to give, because that's what I wanted it for. I wanted to kind of, in this little journey and in this kind of deeper dive into fragrances recently, I've wanted to get more into gourmands. I haven't really done much with them prior to, and chocolate is a scent or a note that I've been very interested to kind of explore more, because I do really like chocolate as a scent. So this was kind of the first little toe dip into that, and it's been good. I like it. It's, nothing I would say to like frantically run out and buy, but if you're interested in a gourmand and if you're interested in chocolate, definitely one to check out. And I'm just going to be kind of haphazardly arranging as I move things, so there we go. Um, Gourmand, but very much different end of the spectrum since it's right here. This is Lilac Brulee, as you can see, by the house of Fzotic. Again, I'll list it all below. This is a niche brand, and I stumbled onto them, and I say stumbled because I really can't even quite remember. I'm 90% sure it was Instagram, some way, somehow. I stumbled onto them and was just intrigued by the brand. They seemed interesting. The art style is interesting, which it's all done by their perfumer, Bruno Fazzolari. He comes up with the scents, the art. He's an artist. He does all the things. And so it just seemed like an interesting little brand. And so I got a discovery set of 6 scents. I got their custom discovery so I could, choose what I was interested in. And they're all, so far, with one exception, they're all pretty great. But this one was the first one I tried out of the pack, and it was just love at first sniff. It really was. I was really smitten. I was kind of shocked with how much I liked it, and I kind of thought, oh, is this just because it's new? Is it just because it's niche, and I haven't really done much with niche before? This is kind of my first deep dive into that as well. In these last so many weeks, like, is that what this is? Is this just being like, oh, it's different, so I like it? But no, I really like it. And an indicator was I couldn't stop smelling myself with the sample. The first night I got it, the next day, the day after, I just couldn't stop. I couldn't stop wearing it. I couldn't stop smelling it. I was obsessed. And I'm still obsessed. This is, again, Lilac Brulee. Brulee is kind of a misnomer to me. It really should be, like, if we're going to call it what it is, honestly, it should be Marzipan Lilac, because marzipan is the first and foremost thing to my nose. It is very almondy, but very much in the way that almond, like true almond marzipan, not like almond extract, which can really go like almost to a grenadine, fake, almost medicinal, cloying cherry vibe. That's not this. This is true sugary almond goodness with the lilac, with some florals, with some warm bottom notes. I don't have the notes pulled up for any of these. I'm just trying to be, again, kind of off the cuff and quick. So I think it's like woods or musk or something in the base. But it's just so comforting. It's just sweet, comforting goodness. And again, it is a gourmand. But if you don't like gourmands as much, or if you like gourmands but you don't want to smell legitimately photorealistically edible, I think this is one to check out. Very, very good. And that is from Fzotic. Because I'm trying to be quick. And so I say that to say that if I have some kind of quick drop-offs, it's just because I'm like, okay, I'm rambled enough. It's a haul. Keep it moving. So next, because I just grabbed it, this is Green Tea, as you can see, by Elizabeth Arden. This is very famously created by Francis Kurkdjian, however you say it. And he is, of course, the owner, creator of Maison Francis Kurkdjian, which is the home of Baccarat Rouge 540, the incredibly famous Baccarat Rouge 540. And so he created this back in like 2001. Very fresh, very citrus forward. There is green tea, but it's really citrus, green tea. But very like green, fresh, like lemony, not orange, like lemony. Let me set it down again because I'm getting wild with my movements and it's pulsing. Very lemony, fresh, clean citrus and green tea. A very clean, fresh fragrance. Very, very relaxing, very calming. The kind of fragrance that I think would be good for any time. Big fan of this one. This one is a very classic fragrance, one that's been around for quite some time. And by the way, I don't see, love the smudges. If you see like little fuzzies on the desk or around, I keep these all in a little, my like storage is just in a little like box, kind of a fold out, kind of like a cubby storage box, like you get for like those like IKEA shelves, that type of thing. But it's got actual like fabric lining, which I like because everything's in glass, so it helps keep it a little bit safer. But the fuzzies are everywhere. They're all over the desk. They're everything since I pulled them out. So just, ignore that. But this is Vanderbilt by Victoria. Oh my God. I keep doing that in my brain. Vanderbilt by Gloria Vanderbilt, not Victoria Vanderbilt. I don't know who that is. My brain just keeps throwing the name Victoria. It is Vanderbilt by Gloria Vanderbilt of the famous Vanderbilt family. And mother famously to Anderson Cooper of CNN. And this is their original fragrance. Came out in the late 80s, I believe. And it is just so good. It's florals. It's kind of got a powderiness. It is one I probably should have looked the notes up for because I couldn't tell you one of them off the top of my head. But it is a really lovely fragrance. It's very pretty. It's one I have some scent memories with. And my sister's grandmother wore this quite a lot. I didn't realize when I bought it that that's what she wore. But the minute I smelled it, I was like, oh, that's what she wore. Okay. And so that was a lovely little surprise. And it's a great perfume. I will say, between this and then I guess what'll be the next thing that I talk about, it is definitely more, if you're the kind of person that's concerned about smelling vintage or retro or, for want of a better term, granny-ish or grandmotherly. Not that I just wear whatever the heck I want when I want. But, and those types of terms actually are an indicator that I'm probably going to like it. But if you're somebody who flees from that type of thing, this is definitely more old-fashioned in that vein. And again, I don't say that negatively. Really, it's not a modern type of fragrance. This isn't something that would come out today, most likely. But I love it, and it's really, really good and very inexpensive. You can get this gorgeous big bottle. I got this for $13, I think, on Amazon. Love it. And then coming up next I'm trying to be zippy again. This is one, like I said, this is actually less old-fashioned, if we're going to use that descriptor, or less retro, or less throwback. Oh my god, it's pulsing so much. I gotta stop moving. Calm down, camera. Calm down. Calm down. What is wrong? Is White Diamonds just that fantabulous? There. There. Oh my gosh, wow. It had a little, like, rave. I didn't know it was going to be so excited for Elizabeth Taylor. But yes, this is White Diamonds by Elizabeth Taylor. And this is, let's pull it back a little bit. This is a very classic fragrance, very iconic fragrance. I'm sure many of us have seen the iconic commercial. These have always brought me luck. And yeah, this is florals. This is citrus, actually. It opens to me with a lot of like fizzy, orange, neroli, citrusy vibes. But not in a, like, when I say fizzy, not like champagne, honestly. Like, I wouldn't say it's a champagne note or a champagne accord. But like, if we're going to give that fizziness something that we're familiar with, it's champagne. Like, it's a classy fizziness. It's not like an antacid. It's not like Tums. It's like, it's really classy and I was gonna say chic, but honestly, I feel like just gorgeous is probably it's gorgeous. It's just super beautiful, and this is also very inexpensive, but yet really beautiful. Like, this is none of these fragrances, especially this one, the price tag is not indicative, and it really never is, in my opinion. You got to just smell things, but the price tag is not indicative of the quality here. This is a lovely, long-lasting, beautiful fragrance, and it is White Diamonds by Elizabeth Taylor, R.I.P. Moving on, actually, to some other fizziness, but in a very different way. We have, oh god, here we go. I'll give you a quick look, and I'll set it down, because it's freaking out. We have, Soda Snob by Snif, and there's another niche indie brand, and I guess niche is probably more apt. And this is actually one of their secret menu fragrances. They actually have a quote-unquote secret, but really not so secret, line of fragrances within their main line. You actually, I actually don't know how to get to it from the main website. I've looked before, and I mean, I've looked deeply, but there's nothing that I've seen for it. I'm sure it's somewhere in the site map on the website. If you like check that out at the bottom, I'm sure there's a site map and it's in there, or there maybe in the search bar or something. But there's no like button for it or anything. Like, I actually just find it because I Google Snif, which is SNIF, and again, everything listed below, but it's Snif secret menu, and then that will pop right up in the search results, and then you can see all the fragrances they have, and they have like 5 or 6 in this kind of hidden, and I think it's again secret menu. I don't quite get it because it's a niche house, but I guess it's kind of their more like even more experimental or kind of out there or kind of silly and fun and just different fragrances, of which this is, one of them. But funnily enough, if you go look at their other fragrances, like, this is actually pretty tame compared to some of their others. But I'll let you look at those, because I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise on some of the wild stuff they've got over there. But this one I had to get, because I say had. For me personally, I had to, because I am a soda snob. I love soda. Diet Coke is one of my most favorite things, and favorite drinks, at least. And I love it. It's not too sweet, because I don't like very, very sweet drinks most of the time. And I love soda. I love bubbles. I love the effervescence. I love all of it. It's all great. That to say, this isn't Diet Coke, though. This is cola, like true Coca-Cola classic, much more Coca-Cola than like Pepsi. But it's also got, like regular Coca-Cola, it's got that kind of slight citrus quality that Coca-Cola has, but it's boosted, so it's even more lemony. It's actually, if you've ever had a like a cola flavored gummy candy. You can find those in like candy shops or sometimes in like old timey shops and things like that. And they look like little bottles of classic like glass bottled Coca-Cola. And I don't think they're actually ever manufactured by the Coca-Cola company, but brands make them. And they're little, they're cola flavored gummies. And those are very citrus forward with all the like spices and things that go into Coca-Cola otherwise or colas otherwise. And this is that in a bottle, which might sound incredibly like gourmand and even perhaps to some a bit juvenile. And I guess it could be. I don't think it's that though. It is gourmand, but the citrus is so forward and the warm spice that is in this is so forward. It actually is almost, I guess another way you could look at it is it's like they took the cola base and they added in a touch of the spice that you might find in like a sarsaparilla or a root beer. But again, with that citrus note as well. And it's just so good. I could ramble on, but I really recommend. You can get samples of their secret menu items as well. Really try this one. Even if you're not a huge soda fan, even if you're not a gourmand fan, perhaps even. Because I would say it's like just this side of the edible gourmand. Like, to me, it smells delicious because I love soda and all that, and I really get that soda association. But I would say it's worth a try because the citrus in it and the warm spice, it's a really an interesting combination. And actually, it's something that I find I'll probably be able to wear this not only through the autumn months or through the winter months. I think I could rock this in spring and perhaps even summer. Not that I care much about seasons that way, but you don't always want to wear something super heavy. At least I don't always want to. And I think this could really go any time of the year. So Soda Snob by Snif. Okay, moving on quickly, because now we're at 20 plus minutes here. This particular size isn't a repurchase because I haven't ever bought the big jumbo size like this before. It's near 100 mils. It's like 96 mils. But this is Turquatic by MAC Cosmetics. So the makeup company, the big famous makeup company, they do this fragrance. They also do other ones periodically, but this is their like mainstay. This is their fragrance they've had for eons. And oh, is it good? And I've gone through many bottles. And through the holidays, they had a great sale. They might still have it. I haven't checked because I don't know if it was necessarily holiday exclusive, but they had a sale where you could get this big bottle because normally for years it used to come in a max of a 50 mil. And in the last so many years, they came out with this big bottle at near 100. So you can get this and you can get a travel size, and I think the set for sure is still around. I just don't know if the deal is because it was like $60, which is really great because normally their full size, or what used to be their full size at 50 mils, that was about like $60-70, and this big one I think is more towards like 80-100 normally. I could be very wrong. Because again, I got this on sale, so I really wasn't caring about the normal price. I just knew it was cheaper, and I love it. But yeah, I got this on a great deal, and I love this scent. It is very aptly named Turquatic. It is aquatic. It's fresh. It's clean. It's got citrus. But it also, as far as fresh, clean citruses go, and I have, had many, and as I'll talk about, I have many over here and other places. This one, though, is different. It's special. It's not, it's not like the other girls. It's a cool girl. It's a different girl. It's really just something special. And if you've never smelled it, just smell it. Like, this is one. If there was any one of all these, I could say go smell it, even if you've never smelled it, even if it's not something you love as far as that type of description that I've given, just smell it because it's so different. I really think everybody should try it at least once. So that's Turquatic by MAC, and I'm very glad to have it back in my collection as I have had it many times. Moving right along. Okay, I didn't talk about this yet. So this big boy here is Khamrah Qahwa by Lattafa. And yes, pronunciations, it's not my strong suit. I think we've already established that if you've heard some of my other pronunciations throughout this video. So this one by Lattafa. This is their, I'm going to definitely set this down because it's heavy. But this is, oh, there we go, more centered. This is their flanker to Khamrah, the original, which is a dupe inspired by, clone, whatever you want to call it. I believe it's Angel Share by Killian. I've never smelled either of those, the Khamrah or Angel Share. But I have obviously smelled this, and I did get this because this sounded more interesting than either of those. This is coffee. This is warm spice, particularly cinnamon. And this is boozy. It is like coffee liqueur with cinnamon, and it is warm. It is comforting. It is spicy. It is just so good. It is very much like, again, even though I don't believe in rules for seasons, for me though, this one definitely I cannot imagine wearing any time but winter and autumn because it is beastly. It is strong, but it is very good. And I very much love it, and also a great value. Now, caveating to all those great things I said about one Lattafa fragrance. Oh, where's our logo? Okay. Eclaire. Lattafa. Okay, so this one, short and sweet. It is supposed to be inspired by, clone of, dupe of, whatever, of Bianco Latte, if I remember correctly. And I've not smelled that either. But I know it's supposed to be caramely, latte, vanillic, fluffy, creamy goodness. Gourmand, heaven. As far as a modern gourmand goes, especially. This is supposed to be the Lattafa answer to that. This is the first fragrance ever that I'm having to kind of do the whole maceration game, as people like to call it. I actually like to think of it as aging because from what I've seen and read, maceration isn't an especially correct term for what people would mean. But yeah, basically aging it. Because with a lot of these Arab fragrances, these Arab fragrance houses, especially these more like inexpensive ones, where a lot of your savings are coming from what I understand, is that they skip that aging step. So a lot of fragrances that you might find are already aged. They've already sat around for a little bit as they need to kind of mature and mingle with, the ingredients and let things, just kind of get to know each other. Like you would think about like maybe cooking a sauce, right? They need to get to know each other. Same thing with fragrances from how I've understood it. Or like alcohol, if you want to think of it like that. Well, again, a lot of Arab fragrance houses, again, the more inexpensive one, not necessarily like the niche designery, luxury, different ones, but the inexpensive ones, they cut costs by not having to do that. They don't have to store it. They don't have to pay for storage. They don't have to pay for all that maintenance and checking on, all that stuff, which is great. I'm all for a savings. I love a savings. But with that sometimes comes this aging, this macerating, as people call it. And I've luckily, knock on wood, well, I guess no point knocking on wood. It's already happened. But luckily, I hadn't had that come up as a problem. Everything I've ever gotten, including this one, didn't need it. From first spray, we were in business. It was great. This one, though, alcohol, and a touch of musk. And that's really all I get. And it's not even a great musk at that. And so from what everyone said, and I know that reviews are subjective, and I know blind buys are just that, a big risk. And I took it with this one. But I can't imagine truly, and I know people like to hype things, I know people like to get views and all that. There's just no way, though, in my mind, that people could be, and I mean, when I say people, not just like people I watch on YouTube, but like even people in this fragrance community that I would say I've become more of a friend with, who seem to love this as well. I've got to imagine that mine just needs that aging, because there's no way this is what people are spraying on themselves and fawning and tripping themselves over to spray more. So I've done kind of what you're supposed to. I, gave it its initial sprays, tried it. I knew it was bad news bears. So then I've, supposedly the thing to do is to spray it a few more times. So I sprayed it like another 8-10 times. Kind of get out some of those sprays, get some of that oxygen into the bottle, and that's what's going to help this kind of maturation, maceration, aging thing. So I'll see, and I'll report back. So far, not so good, but I am hopeful. Okay, I don't believe I've talked about this. The mind is blurring because, again, I've tried this video a few times, so I might have already talked about this. I don't think I did, though. Let's hope and pray, people. Kayali, vanilla candy rock sugar 42. The 42, when it comes to Kayali and the numbers on names, means that they went through 42 iterations before this final version. And yeah, it is just very much like the name says, vanilla candy rock sugar. Specifically vanilla, and then candy I'd say is more of like, I mean, there is like bubblegum notes and things, but I'd say it's actually more just like vanilla rock sugar and then juicy pear. Those are the three main things: vanilla, sugar, juicy pear. So very sweet juicy pear, very sweet vanilla, and then also maybe at the base, some warmer, comforting, ambery, musky, that type of thing. I don't remember all the notes again. Oh wait, they're on the back of the bottle in Kayali, aren't they? Quick look. White caramel, sweet violet, bubblegum. Yeah. So yeah, it's basically vanilla, pear, sugar, and some comforting warmth. And it's something I've clearly hit quite a dent on already. I'm kind of like shocked at myself the whole time. Look at that. Because I've only had it a little while, only a few weeks. But I do wear it a lot of times as like a nighttime going to bed kind of fragrance. It's really comforting, really quite beautiful. So that is Kayali's Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar 42. And I think that's it as far as the main fragrances. I've got some body sprays I'm going to talk about right here, but I'm just going to double check real quick and make sure that I did touch on all the fragrances, and I believe I did. If I missed a friend, well, I'm not re-recording this, so I'll pop it in somewhere else. So let's talk about these three. Oh, as I bang stuff around. We're still at 30 plus minutes. Oh, terrible. 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 You like this cord I've got here? It's my keyboard. That's the glowing thing that's been behind all this. Again, very professional on my desk here. So let's, okay. Bath & Body Works semi-annual sale. It happens semi-annually. I got 3 fragrances, as you can see. I was going to get a 4th. The, to me, much beloved Pearberry, but they had sold out of that literally while it was in my cart. And so, yeah, I'm still a little sad about that one because I really love Pearberry. It's one that they kind of, Bath & Body Works is like Disney. They have like their little vault. And so they kind of pull that one in and out of the vault. And I don't shop at Bath & Body Works very often, so I was kind of just like shocked to even see that one because I know it's not always available. So I was a little sad that I didn't get it. But anyway, moving on. What did I get? As you can see, I got Fiji Sunshine Guava-Tini, which is the most ridiculous name. Calypso Clementine White Citrus. White Citrus was not new to me. I've also had this, not in the body spray form or the fine fragrance mist. I've had it as like a hand sanitizer, soap, various, other things that they do. I love this one. It's just like the name says. They've got a bunch of notes on the back, but it's citrus. Citrus. Very green, like bergamot, lemon. That's pretty much it to me. Like, it's not much else. I mean, I'm sure there are other things in it that do go into like what rounds it all out, but that's the like distinct notes I get, and that's pretty much the main notes I get, and it's very linear. It's very much just good, clean, fresh citrus. So if you like that, you'd love this. Calypso Clementine. This was new to me, and I really like it. I haven't worn any of these all over the body, like full on yet. I've just sprayed them on my arms and kind of tested them a little bit. Well, with the exception of White Citrus, I haven't really worn. I did spray it once just to kind of like, enjoy the scent for a moment. But I don't need to test it. I already know I love this thing. This one though, I did, spray a little, little patch test just to see how I felt. I mean, I'm not returning any of this. These were on sale for like $3 and change, so I'm just dealing with it if I don't like one. But um, I like this one though. This is very surprisingly woody. I mean, there's wood listed, but this one's just got 3 notes called out on the back: juicy clementine, neroli nectar, and coastal woods. Those coastal woods, they are doing a lot of heavy lifting. They are in there, and it's great. It's the softest, like nectarine, neroli, like orangey, citrusy moment with those really like soft woods. I'm eager to. This might actually be the scent of the day for me tomorrow because I need this all over my body soon. It's really good. And then this ridiculously lengthily named Fiji Sunshine Guava-Tini. My God. The name really kills me. But the scent, I don't know yet. I don't know. I love guava. That's what got me. I like guava a lot. As a fruit, at least to consume. So I like the smell of things that are usually, guava scented. So I was interested. But when I sprayed this, and again, just kind of a little patch, a little test, it wasn't full on. I don't know. It definitely was giving like very much body spray, which I mean it is. That's no surprise. But in the way of like almost being a bit, almost like hairspray like, like that alcohol-y, synthetic-y quality doesn't dissipate. It seemed. Again, at least in that little bit I sprayed, it kind of lingered. So the stuff aside from that I got from it, the kind of indistinct fruitiness and all of that, that seemed lovely. But if that other part lingers, I may not be as big of a fan. I don't think it would be unusable, but it would be kind of a power through type of fragrance. Or what happens a lot of times to these types of fragrances, if I'm not as into it, guess what is my new room spray? So that might be this. But yeah, that is the whole cast of characters. I don't think I missed anything. I'm looking again. I don't think I did. Again, if I did, it's just too bad. So sad. Have to move on with my life. You'll have to live in deep mystery if I missed anything. But I don't think I did. So yeah, I got through this quicker than all the other times, and we're still at almost 40 minutes. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up and just simply say that I thank you so much for watching any and or all of this. My gosh, if you're still here, thank you so much. Again, my name is Ron. This is my fragrance journey, and I will definitely be back with more videos. What they will be, what they will amount to, I don't know. But they definitely will probably be much like this. Simple, straightforward. Threw up my little webcam on my desk. Here's some stuff. And here's what I think about it. Because honestly, again, I like these types of videos. I am a little like self-conscious in that like it is just so slapdash, but at the same time, I like watching these, so that's what I'm doing. So again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. I'll again have everything linked or listed at least. I will have also my socials and all the things if you're curious about any other my other ramblings. And yeah, I thank you so much for your time and for your viewing, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.